is a sense of this album where you're talking to people who have come to their own conclusion.
What?
People have crafted their own narratives.
Yeah. The thing is that like, we know this about the tabloids and about the media and about, like, am I crazy? Don't we know this?
Yeah, but nobody cares for the sake of a good story or for curing one's boredom on the internet.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. It's like we selectively remember that this is what the tabloids do to people, especially women, based on whether or not we like the person. We selectively remember that. We selectively leave space for humanness, for nuance. Like, they don't leave space for that. Well, they do for their friends and their family. It's selective.
Yeah,
but when they turn it off, when that aligns with the version of a person that they have in their head that they want to believe is true. Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah.
But I don't say this for them. Again, I'm saying it for my fans, for myself.
You guys, Ariana Grande just dropped the deluxe edition of Eternal Sunshine, and fans are freaking out. People are convinced she's spilling even more tea about her marriage to Dalton Gomez and the messy divorce that followed. The lyrics? Whew. Fans are picking them apart like detectives, and the theories are getting wild. So here's the rundown. Ariana first gave us the original Eternal Sunshine back in March 2024. That album already had folks speculating about her breakup, since it was the first time she hinted at what really went down between her and Dalton. But now, boom, a whole year later, she's back with 6 new tracks on the deluxe version. And they go deeper. And don't forget, while she was doing the whole Wicked press tour, fans were nonstop asking, when's the deluxe dropping? And where's the new music? But Ariana played it cool, dodged those questions like a pro. She didn't give away anything. But now that award season is wrapped, she finally gave us what we've been waiting for. And let's just say, the lyrics are loaded. People are zooming in on every line, and a lot of them think this version gives even more insight into the breakup. It's like she's finally telling her side, without directly naming names, but the vibe's clear as day. At first, fans thought Ariana left Dalton Gomez for Ethan Slater, but based on the lyrics in her songs, that might not be the full story. It's sounding like chasing her dreams. Landing that major role in Wicked and stepping back into the spotlight after lockdown put serious pressure on her marriage. Some even think she's hinting that Dalton might have been messing around with someone else while they were apart. She's definitely painting a picture where she wasn't the only one to blame. The media had already reported that Dalton wasn't loving Ariana's superstar lifestyle. Remember, they got together during COVID, when everything was on lockdown. They were tucked away in a private bubble. No paparazzi, no flashing lights. It was chill. But once the world opened up and Ari got back to her high-profile life, things started shifting. Suddenly, he was getting a front row seat to what it really means to be with Ariana Grande. And apparently, he wasn't vibing with it. Like, how do you not know that dating Ariana Grande comes with cameras, fans, the whole spotlight? But word is, once he saw it firsthand, things changed between them. The energy wasn't the same, and it started showing. Now with the deluxe album out, Ariana's peeling back even more layers. She's not dropping names, but fans swear she's letting it all out. What went down behind closed doors? The lyrics have people convinced that she's finally sharing her truth, especially in the song Eternal Sunshine. And let's be real. These aren't just breakup songs. They sound like confessions. Allegedly, of course. But the clues are all there. So now we play our separate scenes. Now she's in my bed, laying on your chest. Now I'm in my head wondering how it ends. Yeah, that line hit hard. In the same track, she also sings, "Hope you feel all right when you're in her." Fans didn't waste any time connecting those lyrics to Dalton, thinking she's calling out his actions during their split. And then there's the gut punch from "Don't Wanna Break Up Again." I fall asleep crying. You turn up the TV, you don't wanna hear me. One more sleepless night. Big day in the morning, so I take my time to self-soothe. That one had fans raging. The internet went off. People dragged Dalton online, saying things like, "Dalton cheating on Ariana in her own bed?" Twitter lit up with accusations, and folks started flipping the script, realizing maybe she wasn't the villain after all. Before the album dropped, the internet was eating her alive, acting like she was the one who messed everything up. But now people are saying she was out here hurting in silence while the world was judging her. And that line about crying while he turns up the TV, that had people fuming. Fans were calling him cold, heartless. It got ugly real quick. With Eternal Sunshine, Ariana didn't just release music. She took back her voice. Suddenly, her story made more sense. Folks who once hated on her were now feeling guilty for jumping to conclusions. And yeah, some even said, "Dalton, count your days." This album had people flipping sides and seeing her in a whole new light. In the album, Ariana calls the relationship a situationship, and fans are raising eyebrows. A lot of people think she's doing this on purpose, maybe to avoid any legal mess from the divorce agreement.
Even to do, interviews and stuff. I don't really do that kind of stuff, but I'm, excited to. Does that make sense? I'm excited, I'm, proud and grateful, and I feel like, oh my goodness, what a gift to be able to make this art. And for so long, I think I was in, hiding from my success or from what comes with it. And it was really impacting my ability to be able to love what I do for a long time. Oh my God, I don't want to get, let's choke that, but yeah, it was really making me resentful, I think, for a little bit of time. And I don't feel that way anymore. And I feel like I'm able to let go of that and enjoy it. And I feel really proud and grateful for that.
If she flat out said it was about a marriage, it could clash with a confidentiality clause that was locked in when they split. And guess what? Radar Online got a hold of the divorce docs, and the rules are tight. According to the filing, neither Ariana nor Dalton can spill any info. No written pieces, no interviews, no diary-style content. Nothing that talks about their prenup or marriage. And get this, it even bans fictionalized versions. So if either of them tried to put out a song, story, or movie that even resembles their relationship, boom, legal trouble. That's probably why Dalton's been super quiet and hasn't tried to defend himself online. Legally, he can't say a word about their marriage. So yeah, calling it a situationship instead of a marriage, that might be Ariana's smart way of getting around all that legal red tape. Because technically, she's not naming names or spilling direct details. It's all through vibes and metaphors. And let's not forget, this whole album is inspired by Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That's no accident. Ariana's basically saying she's rewriting the movie's story through her lens. Just like in the film, it's about heartbreak, trying to erase the pain and moving on, but with her own twist. She's using the movie theme to say a lot without breaking any rules. Honestly, that's genius. To a lot of fans, it's looking like Ariana found a genius way to speak her truth without catching any legal smoke. She's dropping hints, telling her side, but doing it just slick enough to stay out of trouble. Last March, though, after the original album dropped, she did speak up on the backlash. Folks were going wild online, coming for people in her circle, and she had to shut it down real quick. She posted on her Instagram stories, writing, "Hi, I just want to say anyone that is sending hateful messages to the people in my life based on your interpretation of this album is not supporting me and is absolutely doing the polar opposite of what I would ever encourage and is also entirely misinterpreting the intention behind the music. I ask that you, please do not. It is not how to support me. It is the opposite." Although this album captures a lot of painful moments, it also is woven together with a through line of deep, sincere love. If you cannot hear that, please listen more closely. Thank you. So yeah, it kinda sounded like she was trying to cool things down and protect Dalton, or at least not have the drama explode even more. But now that the deluxe version of Eternal Sunshine is out, whew! Fans feel like she's opening up even more about how her marriage really ended. And these new songs? They're digging up all the conversations again. In Twilight Zone, she sings, "Hope you win for Best Actor." That one line alone got people fired up. Fans think she's calling out someone for being fake, putting on a show, maybe saying he was pretending the whole time. Whatever the case, she's definitely not holding back anymore. 'Cause I had you completely wrong. Does she know you're not who you say you are? 'Cause I might give her a call. Or was I just not me at all? Yeah, that's straight heat. Ariana's not dropping names, but fans are reading between every line and they're convinced. She's talking about Dalton. She's playing it cool, never flat out saying it, but it's clear she's letting it all out through the music. And then she sings, "Were we just mistaken? Disguised our intentions. Our nest was a masquerade. Why do I still protect you? Pretend these songs aren't about you. Hope this might be the last one. 'Cause I'm not fooling anyone." That's basically her saying we all know who this is about, and she's tired of pretending it's not. In the extended intro of End of the World, she gives another heavy line. "I broke your heart because you broke mine." So me, I am the bad guy, because I'd already grieved you, and you started to realize, I do need ya. I did. I wish I could unneed ya, so I did. That one? Whew! It sounds like she had already emotionally moved on before it was officially over. She's flipping the bad guy narrative and saying, yeah, she left. But it was because she'd already been broken first. And then there's Hampstead, that lyric, "I left my heart at a pub in Hampstead and I misplaced my mind in a good way. Threw away my reputation but saved us more heartache," had people talking. Hampstead's the last place she and Dalton were seen together publicly, so now fans think that line is a reference to the final days of their relationship. And the whole "threw away my reputation" bit, that's got people tying it to how she moved on with Ethan Slater. Some were quick to slam her for jumping into something new too fast, but based on these lyrics, it sounds like she was done emotionally for a while and decided to chase something that actually made her feel alive. She's owning that choice, even if it meant getting dragged online. For a while, nobody really knew what went down between Ariana and Dalton, so people were side-eyeing her like, wait, she really left him for Ethan Slater? It didn't look good. But now that fans have heard these new tracks, the vibe has totally shifted. A lot of folks are seeing Dalton in a different light, and let's just say, it's not as squeaky clean as they once thought. Still, let's be real. These songs don't completely clear Ariana either. There's still that lingering drama, especially after Ethan Slater's ex-wife came forward with that article in The Cut. She got real about the pain of watching the Wicked promo roll out while her own marriage was falling apart.
I wanted to make sure that I combed through just to make sure that it was what I intended, which even at my most heartbroken or most pained moments of the past few years, there was so much kindness. There was so much love. There was so much honesty and transparency and respect. So even at the hardest moments of, the loss and the grief that you hear on some of the albums, some of the heartbreak stuff, there was so much love and transparency. So that was something I really wanted to make sure was captured. It wasn't you at all and ever. Even track number 2, I tried to make sure it was kind and giving credit for trying and for the goodness.
She talked about how tough it was watching everything unfold in public, and that kind of raw honesty had people feeling some type of way about Ariana all over again. So, while fans might get why she walked away from Dalton, they still haven't totally let go of the fact that Ariana was hanging out with Ethan and his wife and their baby before anything popped off. That part still rubs people the wrong way. That said, during the Wicked promo tour, public opinion did start to soften a bit. Folks were watching interviews, seeing Ariana and Ethan's chemistry and thinking, okay, maybe I kind of like them together. People started warming up a little, but as soon as Ethan's ex dropped that emotional piece in The Cut, boom, the backlash sparked up again. People were back on the hate train, questioning the whole relationship all over again, and now, the rumor mill's spinning again with whispers that Ariana and Ethan might not even be together anymore. No confirmation yet, but if it's true, that's gonna open up a whole new chapter in this drama. Nothing's been officially confirmed, but rumors are swirling hard right now that Ariana and Ethan might have called it quits. And honestly, nobody really knows what that would mean for her image. At this point, most folks had just kind of accepted that she and Ethan were a thing. People moved on from being mad about it, for the most part. But If they did break up, things could get awkward real quick, especially with Wicked, Part 2 dropping at the end of the year. That press tour, the red carpets, the interviews, they'll have to be at all of it together, and depending on how things ended, that could be super tense. If they're still a couple, cool. But if not, the whole homewrecker convo might get dragged up all over again. It's kind of like no matter what Ariana does, she's stuck in a loop. If she stays with Ethan, people keep bringing up the past. If they're done, people will say, she blew up her life for that. Either way, the internet's gonna have something to say. That said, one thing she has managed to do with this new album is shift the narrative a little. With all these lyrics painting Dalton in a different light, fans are finally understanding why she walked away from that marriage. It gave her a chance to close that chapter, and people are a lot more sympathetic now. And Dalton, he's not sitting around heartbroken either. He's been publicly dating actress Micah Monroe since June 2024. She even posted pics of them together on Instagram. So yeah, they've both moved on, doing their own thing in new relationships. But with Wicked 2 on the horizon, this drama might not stay quiet for long. I doubt Dalton's thrilled that his name is getting dragged into all this drama again, but honestly, it feels like this is the final chapter. Ariana told her side, fans got the closure they were craving, and now everyone can finally move forward. This deluxe album gave us a raw, emotional look into what really might have gone down. And the way fans have been decoding these lyrics, next level. Whether you're Team Ariana, still raising eyebrows at the whole Ethan situation, or somewhere in the middle, one thing's clear. This album hit different. It sparked convos, flipped narratives, and maybe even gave Ariana a chance to reclaim her story. But now I want to hear your take. Do you think the songs were really about Dalton? Was she being low-key shady, or just speaking her truth through music? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one.